Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is another Saturday and another jumping lesson, and guess what? I'm late. I had a really busy morning and a really busy day yesterday at Your Horse Live. Literally run down to the yard, hitched on my trailer, packed my stuff up, and now I'm going to grab Harry in from the field, get loaded up, and that's probably where I'll see you next. It is at the venue. I'm going to a different venue this week. It's another show jumping venue, indoor arena, with the same instructor, and this time I'm in company with my friend Sophie and her new horse, who is also called Harry. So, I'm gonna crack on. It's a gorgeous day, look at this. Right, grabbing Harry. I shall see you when we get there. Come on, Gomless. Going jumping. So we arrived at the venue, and as always we did a small warm-up, just allowing him to see the arena, have a good trot, canter and a bit of a stretch before starting over a few small crosses. And to say we'd never been to this arena before, he didn't look at any of the fillers, he didn't look at any of the different poles. He felt slightly more tense than he normally does, but really I couldn't complain. He's such a straightforward and honest little horse. So here we're trying to work on landing on the correct lead. He has a tendency to just do the opposite of what I'm thinking, which is probably something I'm doing wrong. But here we're trying to land on the right leg and he keeps landing on the left. We had a correct canter lead there, but in between the two fences we want him to land right, and then after the second fence, the white fence, we want him to land left. Which he did that time. So that's what we were aiming for, is just thinking about directions. Adele, my instructor, thought that maybe some of the reason he wasn't landing correctly was because he was spooking at the corner, which had a few chairs in. And there's the special jump, my goodness. So I didn't even notice he'd done this jump until I watched this back. My goodness. So he does have a tendency to get his legs in a little bit of a knot, like he just did then, and he just kind of throws them out of the way, which, although it looks a little bit haphazard, I will give him credit and say at least he's trying to sort his legs out, because when I first got him, he used to just run through fences like no tomorrow. We would just literally kill every single fence we went over. So although it's not the most stylish, at least he is making his way over things. As I say that, he knocks a fence down. But yeah, generally he's jumping a lot clearer than he was when I first got him. So there we go. So this jump here is going towards the spooky corner that he didn't particularly like, which is why I think he had that fence down. And then he engages brains. There's a spooky corner behind us there. Oh, oh. That, Oliver didn't catch it quite so well. He nearly had me off at that jump. I just got ahead of him and he put an extra stride in and it just tipped me forward, and then nearly ended up on his neck. But as you see, we came round, jumped it again, and there's a little blue filler underneath it. It's a water tray, but he jumped it beautifully. So a lot of this session was working on dog legs, or just generally the travel from one jump to another. So being able to put small courses together. As you saw before, we were working on trying to land on the correct canter lead, which, as you know, helps a lot when it comes to riding courses. Just getting your balance right and having the horse know where you're aiming for next. So here, this was the end of the session, and I think he was getting tired. He was very hot, like sweaty, which isn't normal for him. It was very warm, and this arena was just a little bit muggy. So I think now, in this bit here, he was just getting tired, so he starts fighting with my hand a little bit more. You can't see it so much in the videos, but he felt really hard work, like he's pulling against my reins, and he starts getting faster at the fences, and he's not really being very careful, he's not collecting himself up, he's not shortening his frame. All of these things are quite hard for him, so as he gets tired, he just doesn't do it. Oh, and there we go. So landing on the forehand, stumbling, falling over, and then just a bit of a calamity, really. So I'm just really working hard here to try and get his frame more uphill and together to try and give me a little bit more rideability and just help me finish off this course without too much trouble. But yeah, I think a lot of this is just because he's tired and he was finding it hard work. So he just starts being difficult instead. But bless him, he does try. He has little moments where he does engage his brain again, and then he loses it, and then he starts again. But I think I was probably tired as well, so I'll take some of the blame and say I was probably tired and hot too, and wasn't riding it quite as well. Like, yeah, I just look a bit wobbly. He's wobbly, and together we're just not really helping each other, but we still made our way round. Ooh, another crazy jump. And then I struggled to strike him up here, and he just took off, went a bit long, and my balance ended up forwards. And then I got my course wrong. So my concentration was totally out of the window, but we continue. So I'm just trying to use this little space here just to try and gather ourselves back up again. My weight was just forward, so I was like trying to talk to myself and say, sit up, Jodie, look where you're going, organise your thoughts, and then trying to help Harry get himself sat back up again. Ooh, and he just lost his balance coming towards that fence. I didn't put my leg on. Ooh, and then again, just, yeah, not the best striding, but and not a bad jump to finish, so still a good boy. And then we were home again, just like magic. Here he is, enjoying his little hay net. Handsome boy. And I decided that he needed a good sponge off. As you can see, he got very hot, so I used my NAF wash. There he is. And I just basically hot ragged him. I got some nice hot water, I put a capful of the wash in, and then I just worked it into his coat. So I used the NAF cloth that came with the set, and I just tend to work it in circular motions just to try and like work it into the coat and try and lift any grease and sweat out of him. And then into the longer parts of the coat again, that's where he was the most hot, so just working in different circles, trying to lift the coat back up. Then I also go over and like to smooth the coat back out again, just to make it dry nicer, otherwise it ends up all curly looking, but yeah, it does a nice job. It's dinner time. As you can see, we're home again. We've had another lovely lesson. We jumped some nice little courses. He's just doing so well. I'm so proud, and I just feel like we're really starting to get our confidence and start getting going. Yeah, silly boy. Yeah, I was pleased with him. I think he got a bit tired towards the end. We had a few like long jumps and a bit stumbly. Excuse you. Yeah, we had a few long jumps towards the end and a few bad strides, but I think someone was getting a bit hot and a bit tired. I've just had to sponge him off and to give him a good hot rag because he was actually wet through, which is something that I've never really had with Harry. He's not really a sweaty kind of horse. Normally, we can work him pretty hard. And he never sweats at all, so he's obviously worked hard tonight. It is very warm, I think it's about 15 degrees, but bless him, he jumped his little socks off. Another new venue with other new jumps, and barely batted an eyelid, he just cracked on with it, so very pleased. Another good jump session, another lovely Saturday with my boy. And now I'm gonna go home and have some dinner of my own. I am. It's dinner time, isn't it? Anyway, if you enjoyed, please like, comment, and please subscribe. It really means a lot to us. But we shall see you next time. Bye.